What's going on, Conscious Crew? It's your favorite breakdown commentator, CTV. Welcome to another riveting episode of the Consciouztv platform. You guys already know what we're here to get into, which is old nasty hot topics, baby. I promised y'all this yesterday, so we're coming through on the come through. Before we go ahead and get into it, make sure that you guys, first and foremost, thumbs up the video. You guys know that thumbing up the video not only helps with YouTube's algorithm, but more importantly, it triggers up YouTube's notification system. So when you are thumbing up the video, you are literally knocking on the digital door of another conscious crew member and telling them to get their asses into the damn sanctuary. So whether you part of the replay gang, a bush baby, or you are in real time with me, make sure that you press like on the video. We need all of that. Make sure that you guys have your notification bell set to all so that you never miss a day or hour when the king is in fact kanging. And last but not least, please share the stream out to wherever it is you have digital community, whether that be your YouTube community wall, your Snapchat, your Instagram, your Facebook, the dark side of Twitter, Tumblr, or your personal OF. I don't really give a damn where you in fact lay the link. Just let them whores know that we're live, and we're certainly in color. And last but not least, the least of not last, make sure that you guys, if you enjoy yourself and you appreciate the cane, to hit the PayPal, which is paypal.me/Consciouztv and or $Consciouztv on Instagram, spelt just how it is here on the platform. With no further ado, let's go ahead and push on through. Okay. So, girl, first and foremost, let's get into Xscape, honey. Candy, Tiny, Tamika, and Latocha. Latocha caught herself escaping her girl group, thinking she was about to be the next Tamala Man and sweep through the gospel industry as a reformed thief, only to find out that nobody wants her but her damn sister and them old-ass aunties who can't stop reliving the glory days at these throwback concerts, getting drunk and throwing their hands up, remembering the times when they were somebody's little damn secret. And that's exactly why them whores in wheelchairs and on crutches now, cause the kneecaps are straight shot, knees been carpet burnt, off, girl. But moving along, Latocha circled the block in the TikTok challenge residual in an apparent attempt to reconcile with her sister Tamika, disclosed the status of her marriage as separated, and vented about being kicked out of the group like Farrah during one season of Destiny's Child. And while things appeared hopeful for viewers who watched the pitiful downfall of Latocha and her sister and group member Tamika relationship during the reality show SWV and Xscape, where Tamika exposed that Latocha and her raggedy, cheating, no good ass husband Rocky had not only stolen $30,000 in royalty money from her by committing check fraud, but that Rocky had also threatened to expose Tamika's sex tape. And to make matters worse, their mother sided with Latocha in the theft incident. Well, the brat caught Tamika live on air to get her reaction to Latocha's residual challenge, and Tamika said at first she was buying it until she realized her sister was a lying-ass heifer who was just trying to create a moment to sell her new music in. She disclosed that despite how sincere her sister Latocha may have sounded, that what she's saying isn't true, because she recently saw her sister and mother at a family event. And when both of them saw her, they made their exit faster than Wendy Williams at an AA meeting. And despite her claiming her and Rocky are broken up, that they are still very much so living together. Girl, Latocha, sis, pull up. Let me tell you something. The math is simple. Don't even reach out to your sister with the lullaby unless you have a $30,000+ check in your hand with it. You cannot apologize without replacing what you damaged, which is a true act of repentance. You know damn well paying for your gastric bypass surgery with your sister's royalties while she was struggling as a single mother out of state is just wrong and ungodly, girl. You laying up at your mammy house after the fact with a flat stomach while your sister couldn't even afford flat bread at Subway is just a shame and a goddamn scandal. Now, there's two ways you can do this, which is divorce Rocky and put Tamika on a payment plan after you secure alimony, or Go back to working with Xscape and let Tamika garnish your checks like a manager for any shows, appearances, and royalties made until your debt with her is paid up. This way, you can be simultaneously making up with the group, working on your relationship to your sister, and be the clout-chasing whore who ain't gonna have no success outside of Xscape, all at the same time, so that everybody gets what they want in the situation. And if not, I employ Tamika to put your motherfucking ass in jail, Joanne the scammer, and add mama to the indictment too for being an alleged accomplice. Over $30,000 stolen? Girl, this is the type of shit you fight a bitch right in the middle of Sunday service over. Gotta forgive you, Tamika, for turning the baptismal pool into a crime scene, girl. Light and love to Tamika for seeing the play, and may she be a shining example that you can't trust your own blood with your sex tape, nor with your goddamn mail. Moving along. So there's a lot of conversation about whether George Floyd statues around the country should be melted down and turned into border wall material because according to critics, while his death is unfortunate and something to learn from, that he, the man, ain't no hero and therefore don't deserve no statue. Well, neither is Christopher Columbus, nor the founding fathers, nor that big-ass bitch, the Statue of Liberty, who's standing in place of a monument that was of an African woman initially, which symbolized the end of slavery in America. But you see nobody snatching that bitch by her raggedy-ass crown, do you? Sometimes I look at our people and shake my motherfucking weave because we can be so short-sighted and ignorant. Bitch, I propose that we not only keep the George Floyd statues erected, but that we put them in front of every police station in the country and right in front of the goddamn White House to remind them of what the fuck they need to be doing for black people, which is reforming criminal justice, and what they've done to black people, which is brutalize and exploit our people for monthly quotas. Dumbass brown people talking about he ain't no hero, he was an addict and criminal. Yeah, bitch, and so is damn near all of white America who's suffering through an opioid epidemic and committing widespread welfare fraud. And yet, y'all thought a white criminal was good enough to be president of the United States for the second time. So shut the fuck up about a black criminal being the face of a movement against police reform. Because at the end of the day, George Floyd wasn't unalived because of what he did to his girlfriend, allegedly, nor because of his past offenses. He was unalived because he was black. Something your dumb ass is. And him not being a model citizen doesn't denote that. When I see George Floyd, I don't see his past crimes or imperfections. I see his blackness. I see my brother, my uncle, myself, my friends. I see every black person on that ground when I see George Floyd. When you use respectability politics to determine whether a black person deserves justice, what you do is participate in pale supremacist rhetoric, because with that psychology, the system can use any of your sins, mistakes, past, and behavior, no matter how recent or long ago, to justify deflecting from their actions against us to instead focus on the reasons why we may have deserved the treatment. And they did the same thing to 17-year-old Trayvon Martin, who was unalived by immigrant George Zimmerman, and the media went to showing pics of Trayvon holding a blunt, suggesting that he was some misbehaving gang member in an attempt to shield the public from the fact that George Zimmerman had no justifiable reason to harass and stalk this young man while he was on his way home from the store. So to have that energy toward George Floyd, you got to have that energy toward Trayvon, and you got to support this erroneous, ignorant thinking of a corrupted pale police state. As a result of pale supremacists, a lot of minority people have an arrest record and have had run-ins with the law for various reasons. That doesn't justify someone standing on your fucking neck while EMT beg to intervene and someone watches and records in horror. And if that's what you think public servants should be able to do, anyone in your community, you're a shoe-shining, tap-dancing raccoon who I pray are perfect enough to have your untimely death at the hands of police handled with due process. George Floyd's face is a reminder to black people to keep our heads on a goddamn swivel in this system, and a reminder to the police state that black people are entitled to a helping hand, not a fatal knee to the fucking neck, and that much work is to be done in the criminal justice system. Police are not gang members. They are to reinforce the law and handle things with protocol. And no matter what they caught themselves initially arresting George over, nor who he was prior, they had no reason to do what they did. A handcuffed black person with a white man kneeling on his neck is actually the perfect representation of what it's like being a black minority within a pale patriarchy. So I stand for the statues remaining. And as long as the Statue of Liberty is standing up there like James and the Giant fucking Peach, George can sit in the middle of downtown like a permanent emoji. Moving along. Speaking of transition black folk, very tragic news broke today that neo-soul legend Angie Stone passed away from a tragic mobile accident involving the vehicle she was in, flipping over and then being hit by an 18-wheeler, resulting in her untimely death. She was survived by her daughter and son. The eerie thing is, the other 9 passengers on the Sprinter survived. However, Angie was sitting to the back of the Sprinter. And this could have been the point of impact once the Sprinter stopped tumbling and was then hit by the 18-wheeler. Angie was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes in 1999 and was also of a mature age, which may have contributed to her not being able to survive the incident the way others did. Some of her hit songs are my favorite, I Wish I Didn't Miss You Anymore, and No More Rain. She also appeared in a plethora of movies such as The Hot Chick, Pastor Brown, The Fighting Temptations, and Schoolgirls, as well as on Broadway musical Chicago. Her and neo-soul artist D'Angelo also share a son together. So much love to the Columbia, South Carolina native, which is my hometown, and prayers to your family. Thank you, Angie, for your talent and love. May you rest in power, Queen. Speaking of resting, girl, can someone tell Beyonce's nephew, Julez, to act like he's a part of the closest thing we have to a black royal family in the United States outside of the Obamas? Girl, ever since Julez popped out of some pussy, he been chasing down the pussy. Y'all know he first stroked controversy, no pun intended, when a private video of him and another young lady involved in a sensual act leaked on Twitter, resulting in Beyonce making him breastfeed Blue Ivy for 3 weeks. And now he's back headlining after a trans woman who goes by the name of Brazy exposed DMs from Julez shooting his shot at her. Here are those DMs. Now, it's not apparent whether he knew she was trans. Hell, he's only 20, so he probably didn't. But then again, he's pretty hip to social media. And Brazy does have a notable presence, so maybe he did know. Hell, maybe that's what he meant by you my type. In either instance, she's a woman, and there's nothing wrong with being trans attracted. Long as you ain't jumping in the DMs of no child, nor a pet goat. Who gives a damn? Julez also have been indulging in these online live dating apps and not holding back on the fact that he's looking to get in some sweet, some nasty, some good shit stuff, just like his uncle-in-law Jay-Z. Child, Solange, please come get your son before he end up catching something that's going to turn his pea brown, or before someone take advantage of his horny ass and set him up, especially with eggs costing $99. Baby, them girls will say Julez is a damn lick. Fuck the dick, girl. I know you like sunbathing, Solange, and running around barefoot and shit like you some African-ass woman. But go get your son. We don't need no more scandals coming out of the Carter's household, girl. Last time we saw you, it was $1 billion and an ass whipping on the elevator. Everybody's still wondering why you went straight Resident Evil on Jay-Z's nutsack. But I think it was because Jay-Z felt to mention that it was $1,015,000 on the elevator. Solange wanted her coin mentioned too, Jay-Z. She wanted her $15,000 spoken for too, Sean Carter. She wanted her contribution to the family's bank account mentioned as well. So Jesus be a condom and a third eye for Julez while he navigate upper class horniness, girl. Moving along. Cause speaking of upper class, Porsha Williams of Real Housewives of Atlanta, estranged ex-husband Simon, is now in the custody of ICE following a lawsuit he filed against the Atlanta housewife co-star for more than $75,000 in damages regarding the alleged deformation of Simon's penis size, as well as invasion of privacy, reducing Porsha to a Georgia booster. Now, many don't know that Simon applied for citizenship in 2016 and was subsequently denied, resulting in several arrests and even a deportation back to the slums of Nigeria in the 1990s. Girl! Now, following his divorce and lawsuit, Simon has been trying to stop Porsha's bag over there on Bravo, as well as attempting to block her from filming in their shared home, which Porsha has asked for in her divorce proceedings. Child, Porsha might not know that the Underground Railroad isn't an actual Amtrak, nor how many damn days are in a year, nor that you can't put your pants on both legs at a time. But that bitch damn sure knew to call Trump to make sure they scooped her ex-husband up in these ICE raids, freeing her from her legal entanglement and making her life much easier for the remainder of the year. She called the success of her plan disheartening, girl. Now Simon will be living off dry cabbage and chocolate milk for the next several years as he waits for the immigration courts to get done with their back-due cases while Porsha hunts down her next African oilsman. You know what Nene says, you can never win when you play dirty. Porsha said, bitch, you can surely win when you vote Republican just to get your ex-husband off your BBL, baby. My God. Speaking of hitting figures, someone went and unlocked all the members of Making the Band from Diddy's closet, resulting in ex-band member Sara Rivers, who was the singer of the cracked out group, coming forward in not only a recent documentary alleging that she was too sexually assaulted by Diddy, who she claims sexually harassed her and stroked her across her breast on one occasion, but also in a recent lawsuit against Diddy and MTV for a whopping $60 million. She alleges that not only did Diddy subject her to sexual harassment, but controlled her sleeping pattern, shamed her appearance, inspected her backside for cellulite, mocked her eating disorder, yelled at her, and overworked her without pay, which we've heard from other bad boy artists such as D. Woods, Aubrey O'Day, as well as Don Richards. There are more than 24 defendants in Sara's complaint, including Universal Music, Diddy's heathenistic mammy, Janice Combs, who she claimed Diddy forced her to sign with regarding publishing, or else the group would be disbanded. Girl! The way Diddy had no idea he was setting up his company to be overthrown by the very artist he was milking his wealth off of is the ultimate L. This is an iconic loss on Diddy's part. How you didn't know the slaves you were forcing on the field were actually gonna be the solution to the revolution against the evolution of your insidious empire, girl? Bitch, ain't nothing gonna be left of the bad boy business office but a rest in peace sign and a cross where the label used to be. Girl, we will be following the case, and hopefully she ain't being represented by Tony Busby's disbarred ass. Moving along. Last but not least, Plies went to social media, baby, to gag the girls about Trump's administration relative to why the fuck people acted like they couldn't put a badder bitch in office, such as Kamala Harris, girl. Plies told no lies. Had Kamala been a baby mama of several different kids from several different men, she would not have even made it as prosecutor of California, yet alone vice president. Everything from this woman's nationality, ethnicity, and love for washing greens in the bathtub was critiqued, shamed, and condemned. Yet the most overqualified person for the position held no candle to a convicted felon ex-offender who left the country in shambles following his disgraceful eviction from the Oval Office. And to make it worse, he got First Lady Elonia Musk, a non-government elected individual, stripping thousands of Americans of their federal jobs, including MAGA supporters, who are begging Trump to reinstate them because they need their pennies and dimes, like every other minority American who's being overhauled in all this white supremacist system that the right is creating. But y'all don't want to talk about the double standard. Elon Musk can't hold a candle to Kamala's education, credentials, nor the fact that she's a married woman, while he's slinging immigrant community dick and the biggest DEI hire in history, while also being the largest recipient of government assistance, totaling $22 billion in government contracts for SpaceX alone. Yet, you got your Pee Wee Herman potbelly ass out here cracking down on wasteful government spending when all you had to do to save the government money is get off welfare your damn self, ho. It's literally the hypocrisy of our democracy for me, and the fact that MAGA is feeling the burn, crying their coward, delusional ass tears all over social media now that their cult leader done lied to them for the second time, thinking that they made it because they thought they were better than everybody else, either because of the color of their skin or the amount of monies in their account. And now they gonna dry up and starve to death like the rest of us. At least the good won't be dying alone, because we gonna have the corpses of MAGA supporters to keep us warm in the graves, baby. Nick Cannon also chimed in and congratulated Elonia on his 14th child. Nick Cannon, the only thing you need is goddamn bone marrow transplants at this point, because you two left strokes from your eyeballs popping out of your goddamn head too. Y'all got the nerve to always HIV shame the gay community, but straight folk out here having more raw sex than a rabbit colony, and you wonder why black women are the largest carriers of HIV and AIDS. Swapping so much dick and pussy juice out here, wondering why your ponytail thinning, nigga wondering why their hairline's receding, and everybody in need of goddamn Medicaid. As Elon gets rid of stamps and HUD, the next thing he gonna ban is heathenistic sex. Since they can't afford to live without the assistance of the government, they can't take care of children either then, is what his claim's gonna be about the black community. J.D. Vance already said he want to see more white babies because their numbers are dropping. That's why they reverse Roe versus Wade, to slow down some of these abortions, since they know a lot of red states won't permit abortion. This wraps up, girl. Our hot topics. Tell me what y'all think below, girl. It's the buffoonery for me. Thumbs up, share. Subscribe if you're new here. And if you enjoyed yourself, hit that PayPal and or Cash App. All handles are in the description box below. And I will catch you guys later. Peace.